What's up, YouTube? How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone's great. It is raining and it's cloudy in Atlanta, Georgia, and it sucks and I hate it. And it's been like this for the past few weeks, just like raining nonstop. It hasn't like been super cold, but like, come on. Today, I wanted to talk to y'all about Adderall. And I'm super excited because I don't think I've actually talked much about like why I take Adderall and like sort of what it does for me. Besides the fact that I say like it helps me focus, but I think that's sort of just like a simplified version of actually what it actually does for me. So as y'all know, I have like been on and off lithium. Just mostly recently. Like I was on lithium for months, and then I came off of it, and then I recently just started it. But Adderall is important to monitor, especially when you're off lithium, because like Adderall is a stimulant, and it's possible that like it can cause sort of, I guess, manic episodes or hypomanic episodes or like manic tendencies that could like lead into like a manic episode, I guess you could say. I'm not really sure the exact science behind it, but anyway, like, you're not really supposed to take them, especially if you have like bipolar disorder or like bipolar type 1, or like you can definitely take them, but especially you should be like on medications. So the feeling that I get when I'm taking Adderall and when I'm taking lithium is that like I feel the energy. I feel very like focused. I feel like I can do things. I feel like I want to do things. But I don't necessarily feel like the excitability factor. Like I feel determined to do them, but I don't feel like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like awesome and like I'm so excited to do this. It's just like, yeah, I have the capability to do this, but like I don't really want to do this. But it doesn't necessarily like mean like I don't want to. I think it's just like everything's just very like level, like mundane, kind of like how it is outside. It's like really gray and cloudy, and that sounds depressing, but it's like also at the same time it's also like kind of warm outside. It's like 65, so like it's 65 degrees. It's not necessarily raining, it's misting, so you can kind of do stuff outside, but it's like, yeah, it's like kind of gross. I don't know, that's how it feels. Like it's like not depressing, like you just like I don't know what to do with life. It's just like I can do these things. Now, Adderall, the energy I feel with Adderall without lithium, when I'm just taking Adderall, I feel is definitely like, yes, like I can do everything. Life is exciting. I definitely feel it more like in the mania sense. Now, it's hard to describe if it's like actually like my brain like becoming manic per se, or if it's just like it's being stimulated, because like it is like a stimulant, so that's also like just what it does. So that's like why I wanted to talk to y'all about like Adderall being used for like an antidepressant. It has been used in the past. People do this. It's just not common practice, especially not like now. But like you can prescribe Adderall as like an antidepressant technically. But it's sort of like an alternative treatment when everything else has not worked out. So like when everything else that you're taking doesn't work, that's like when they're like, well, okay, maybe we can use this. And that, I think it's just for like a short amount of time, because that can cause like dependency and problems like that. I sort of went down that path of like researching that. It's because when I was not taking my lithium medication and I was just taking my Adderall, I was confused by the fact that like I don't know if like this is me becoming manic or like if I'm just like stimulated. And that was like really hard for me to tell a lot of times, because I think it was sort of a mixture of both. So that energy, that sort of like excitable energy that I feel when I'm manic, I definitely feel when I take Adderall. Regardless if I'm on lithium or regardless if I'm not on lithium, I definitely feel it stronger when I'm not on lithium. It's like this weird, like energized as in like I'm also determined. So it's like I have this weird energy as though like, I'm like excited to do stuff. I like have the energy like I just had coffee. So like I'm physically like electricity wise, like I don't know, like mobile. I'm like I have that as well, but it's also like I'm determined, I'm excited, everything's like I'm happy, I'm optimistic about everything. I feel like I've got into like a lot better place now. I'll talk about that in a minute. But for so many years, not currently now, but for so many years, I was, taking Adderall up to like 60 milligrams a day. And like I think the most I was just prescribed was like maybe like 40 or 45 milligrams, which is a lot for someone who also has bipolar disorder, I think. Obviously, like my doctor did not think so. And like I was not complaining because like it helped me get through college. But like I don't think it was necessarily like the most healthy thing. I think that this was also like the majority of this time was also before I knew I was even bipolar, so like they had no idea. But it came to the point where like I would have my antidepressant, and then I would even have like in some regards I'd have like another anxiety medicine or even like my lithium. I would have something else, but once I took the Adderall, I always felt like that motivational factor. Like I can now get out of like bed and do this, regardless. Like maybe it wasn't always like the most happiest, like, yes, this day is the best day ever, with that type of energy, but it was always like, I take my Adderall, I can now, like, I now want to go do things. And even if I'm not depressed, like, even if I'm fine, if I don't have my Adderall, it's like hard for me to do things. It's hard for me, like, not only to do them, it's hard for me to, like, want to do them. And that wanting factor, it's just like, I just can't bring myself to, like, work. It's like today, I really don't want to work. I'm on Adderall right now, so shocker. But I'm able to like do work. I'm working from home, able to do that, and I'm able to like do some YouTube videos and edit and all that. And like I generally want to. Now today, I feel a little bit more of that manic energy because I took a little bit more of a higher dosage, which maybe I should or should not have done. Regardless, I do feel that, but I don't feel like over the top. I just took 20 milligrams this morning, and I typically take 10. And like I noticed 10 doesn't give me that like super manic energy. It gives me that like it makes me like want like it makes me I can do things with 10, but it doesn't give me that like determinism or like that like over glorified feel. 20 milligrams definitely does that, but it plateaus, which is weird. And only time it goes off from there is if I take a 20 milligrams and then take another 20 in the afternoon, which I have not done in a while because that like makes it so I can't sleep over the night. It makes it just really hard to do a lot of things. And I sometimes do that because I get sort of impulsive when I'm off that 20 milligram original like high. I'm like, I'm doing everything, I'm doing all this work, and I feel it start to decrease. And I'm like, okay, I want to keep the same baseline. Not realizing that like that baseline also like could be like a manic impulsive thought of me doing it. Like I don't really know what comes first. It's like the chicken or the egg. I'm not really sure like if it's like what's being triggered by what. I'm not sure if it's like me like secretly maybe just having like a Adderall problem, which I don't think I do now because I don't do these. I don't take like 60 milligrams or like 40 milligrams a day anymore. Like maybe I did have an Adderall problem and like I just liked the way it felt. Like I just liked the way like the stimulation felt, or like maybe it was triggering like manic episodes in the sense that like I really had bad judgment and I was just using Adderall to stay up, to fuel like the energy to keep on doing things. Because there like were times, especially in college, where like I would stay up for days, not eating and just taking Adderall and like basically like I had my Jewel, I was just like having coffee, nicotine, and Adderall, and that was just like my fucking like diet, not eating anything. And like I got a lot of stuff done, and like looking back on it, that was super unhealthy. But like at the same time, there's something in the back of my mind that says like you kind of like it sounds like something that would be kind of fun, and that sounds more of like the manic side of me, like me knowing that's bad, and that I can still get things done like a normal human being, but not like going it too far. So I'm not sure if that really makes any sense or if that's really complicated. I still haven't like figured it out myself, which is why I have such a hard time with it. I think it's really just trying to figure out right now. I take, again, I said 10 milligrams of Adderall in the morning, and then typically 10 milligrams or typically 5 milligrams in the afternoon. And I've noticed that still like I can get work done. And I think I'm able to focus sort of without that quote unquote stimulant high, at least not enough to feel it. And I've tested that because it's like, all right, I'm doing work. I can like I'm not having sort of like my ADHD symptoms like in terms of like that being a problem, in terms of me actually being able to read or being able to focus or like not hearing like random noises in the background. Like none of that is there, but like I'm lacking sort of like that exciting motivation, sort of that like that stimulation feel. And either that means that like I'm really sad and I like want to take more Adderall and then I have like a drug problem, or it means that like I'm like craving the mania and I really miss how it feels when it like, well, I know that I'm craving mania in the sense that like I don't feel it, but like I do miss times like when I was manic because it felt like life was amazing all the time. And that's also how Adderall makes me feel. Um, I don't know. It's like, is it the drug or is the drug creating more chemicals in my brain? But I'm super comfortable with where I am at right now. I think that like, I haven't necessarily gone over and above like my dosages to really cause that mania and really cause me to make impulsive, stupid decisions. I've definitely maybe taken a 20 milligram like I did today and had trouble sleeping later on. Which always isn't the best, but sometimes when I wake up super early, like today I woke up at like 6 a.m. to finish work I had, I feel like I need that. And like maybe that's a lie, maybe that's not. So I don't know. I definitely probably won't take one in the afternoon now. But that's just like, see, it's just like I don't know how much is like right for me. And it's like working it out with my doctor is like the big thing. And just explaining to her like how I'm feeling at the different dosages, and like so she can also be like, hey, I think that might be like a little bit too much. Like she definitely thinks me taking 220 milligrams is too much. And I agree with her, even though like I wish I didn't. Like I definitely wish I could take them because like I like the feeling. And that's sort of like what I'm trying to figure out here, why I like that feeling. All right, y'all. I'll hit y'all back with another video soon. Please like, share, and comment. Always love to hear from you guys. And subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that notification subscription button so you can find out when I am uploading new videos. Peace.